Everyone wants to grow on social media. If you create content, you want followers, you want likes, you want engagement, you want to spread your message and grow as fast as possible. And even though everyone has this goal, only a few select creators actually end up growing. And after working with a ton of creators and a ton of brands, I consistently see there are a few things that happen over and over again that stop the majority of creators from ever growing in the first place. And I'm going to walk through these super common pitfalls so you can build a plan to avoid these and actually get the success that you want. So get your notepads out, get your ears tuned right, and let's get right into it. What's going on? My name is Ben. I am a social media nerd through and through. I'm obsessed with growing brands and communities on social media. I've done it for myself personally, accumulating hundreds of thousands of followers across different platforms, and have helped my clients gain millions of followers across their platforms of their choosing. So I'm truly obsessed with this stuff, and I want you to get the success that you want. And the first mistake that you need to avoid is you need to truly understand and value the audience you're trying to grow. I took marketing in university. I paid a ridiculous sum of money to learn almost nothing. But one thing that I did learn that I see so many creators just avoid entirely is understanding your target followers, or what I like to call your follower avatar. Who is the person that you create content for, and why are you creating content for them in the first place? All social media platforms are value exchange platforms. You create content that provides value to the consumer. The consumer then gives you their attention and ideally their money too if the content is good enough. But in order to make content that catches attention, builds relationships, and converts into cash, you have to actually understand who these people are you're trying to communicate with so you can speak their language. An incredibly powerful place to start is figuring out who these people are and building out your avatar, your ideal follower avatar. What is the age range of this person? What other places do they hang out online? What other creators do they follow? What are they into outside of social media? What brands do they buy? What problems do they have? What things do they love? All of these different things that go into being this unique group of people. And I've seen a lot of successful brands actually name their follower avatar. So whenever they go to create something, they think, let's call it Susie. Would Susie like this? Would Susie resonate with this? And people have even used AI to create their Susies and have it there. So whenever they create something, they look at it and say, is this for Susie? And if the answer is no, they try to shift it to make it more geared to her. And that's an incredibly important thing to have figured out. As social media platforms continue to grow, the desire for specific kinds of content and a deep connection with the creator behind it only continues to grow. That's why you see creators on TikTok that really have this deep understanding. They're able to grow so quickly and get so many views on a consistent basis because they understand exactly who they're trying to speak to, and they can constantly speak their language. So whenever someone watches the video, even if there's millions of people watching it, they feel like it's only meant for them. If you can create that feeling with your content, you're going to grow so quickly, but it takes some effort to really think this through. So build this out, all the things I've mentioned, and you can look up different tutorials on how to build out a follower avatar and actually write this out, take the time and keep it with you while you're creating, and constantly ask yourself, is this what Susie would want, or whatever you decide to name your avatar? It's not sexy stuff, but it's very important. And if you do this, you can be in that 5% of creators that actually grow. The next massive pitfall I see almost all creators fall into is not becoming a student of content. As your resident social media nerd, I'm constantly consuming content critically, trying to figure out why things worked. So that way you can build a predictable formula to get you the results that you actually want. And if you start to actually study content, you're going to notice patterns all over the place. And you'll start to develop a feel for what will work and what won't work, and even to the levels of success each post will receive. Whenever I post something, I'm able to ballpark the amount of views it gets almost every single time because of how much time I've spent studying content. Because you could post 5 videos a day for the rest of your life, but if you don't understand the ingredients that go into making a good video, you could still get 0 views. That is entirely possible, and a ton of people experience this all the time. But if they looked at their own content critically and then went outward to study content that is proven to work, they would find opportunities to improve their own content in a unique way and dramatically increase the chances of it getting views. So just alter how you're consuming content when you're going forward. When you click something, ask yourself, why did I click this? When you catch yourself watching something, what captured your attention? Why did you decide to stay? When you can answer these questions, you can put these elements into your content and be way more successful. And some great channels to learn this stuff is this channel right here. So make sure you're subscribed. And then also Ryan McGinn. He is one of the best when it comes to short form viral content, and he constantly drops gems to help you get more views on your content. And he's a friend of the channel, so go show him some love. This video is brought to you by Flix Content Lab. We have spent years building out a suite of AI-driven tools to help you create better content in a fraction of the time. You provide our tools with the brand info and the info about your audience, and we help you come up with unique ideas, unique captions and copy, and even generate the content for you all within one place. And you can even schedule out the content using Flix Scheduler all from one platform. We have spent so much time, energy, and resources making this product as powerful as possible to provide you everything that you want to achieve all of your goals on social media. And we just want you to try it. So if you use the link down below, you can sign up for a free week trial of all of Flick's different tools, including the content lab, so that you can make great content in a fraction of the time. Now back to the video. The third massive mistake is just not posting. I know. Shocker, but that is a massive thing. Don't let analysis paralysis set in from my previous pitfall. Studying is important, but you have to actually implement to see if the studying is working at all. And there's times for both, but you do want to be posting consistently. It's the fastest way to prove that you're actually learning things. You can theoretically understand why something worked, but if you can't apply it to your own content, you haven't reached that level of understanding or proficiency yet, but it will come the more that you continue to study and then continue to create. So you have to actually be posting here for any of this to matter. That's the third reason why I see most creators don't grow. They're not posting any content. So it's not even possible. But I had to include it because I'm sure a lot of you watching this, even though you consume content like this, you haven't even posted your first video. Yeah, I'm on to you. So make that a priority, start posting. Do so consistently. With there being so many platforms to share your content and grow on, it is so easy to get extremely overwhelmed to the point where you just stop entirely. Especially if you're new to creating content, having to understand the different nuances of 5 different platforms is legitimately impossible. And so many creators set goals to post 5 times a day across all these different platforms, and they're just not realistic numbers, especially with where they're starting from. So instead, what I want you to do is focus on 1-2 platforms tops that you really focus on, study them and understand the nuances of each, and set a realistic posting frequency for how often you're going to be posting content. And I'd rather you err on the side of caution. So if you know that it's so easy for you to post 1 video a week, make that your starting point. Do this week over week, prove that you can actually do this. And when it becomes so easy for you to do this, expand to 2. Expand to 3. But 95% of people say, I'm going to do 10 per day. It becomes too much. They say, oh, I'm a failure, and they just quit. That is not the name of the game. You do not want to be doing that. Set yourself up for success, not failure. Build a plan you can stick to and grow on as it becomes something you've proven that you can do. Half of social media success is just sticking with it long enough to break through and get these lessons to actually pop for you. So you want to build a plan that actually keeps you in the game. There's a quote that I'll say again and again about social media. It's my favorite quote that I have. When it comes to growing on social media, if you do all the things I'm telling you, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So you want to make sure you stay in the game until that happens for you, which leads me to the next pitfall, which is inconsistency. So we previously talked about not posting at all, but inconsistency is a massive problem as well that really holds people back from growing. And this usually happens because of 2 reasons. Either one, they haven't had any success at all. If you go back to the previous pitfalls and implement what I shared, that problem will be solved. The other reason why people stop posting or are very inconsistent is because they have 1 or 2 videos go viral or really pop off. And this changes their benchmark of what a successful video is. And it totally skews how they view their numbers. So when they got 1 million views on a video, they think their video that got 1,000 or 10,000 views is crap and they suck. As easy as that trap is to fall into, you have to fight that. Understand that all these platforms are a little bit like a lottery machine or a slots machine at a casino. They'll give you a big win and then pull back views. This happens to every single creator. And sometimes your decrease in views may not even be based on you or your content. It may just be a platform-wide thing. This kind of stuff happens all the time, but so many creators get obsessed with overthinking over this is my new benchmark. They don't hit it. They feel terrible about themselves. They think their content sucks and they stop posting. And that's just a recipe for disaster. Continue to analyze your content, always be studying. And if you can objectively say this content just isn't hitting the way it needs to, that may be the reason your views drop or aren't consistently going viral, but don't let one viral pop distort how you view yourself or your numbers. Because if you post long enough, there are going to be massive outliers, but remember they're outliers. Make that the goal, but it's not failure if you don't hit that. Because if you keep swinging and you keep getting better, you're going to increase the frequency of your viral home runs. You want to become a full-time creator or grow your brand, and I want to help you do just that. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure to hit the bell button so you get notified when we post content that can help you out. And since consistency is a huge factor when it comes to growth, in this video right here, I teach you how to make a month's worth of content in 1 day. So you're completely out of excuses. We've given you the pitfalls, and now we're giving you the know-how and the tools to make it all happen. So go ahead and click this video. I will see you over there, and I can't wait for you to hit all of your social media goals. It's going to be sweet. I'll see you over there. Peace.